Hey friends, in today's video I'm going to be talking about some stitches that you can use in your slow stitching projects, or you can use these to mend clothing or whatever. I'll jump right into it and I'll show you what I have here. I've got a couple of packages of needles here. These are the for hand embroidery, and they're sizes 1 through 5, and then this package has the 3 through 9 sizes. And you just want to find a needle that your threads will pass through the eye of that needle pretty easily. You know, you don't want to have to struggle with getting your threads through there. And so I've got some different threads here. Now this is a DMC thread, and it's a 6-strand cotton. And these come in all different sizes. Walmart has this. Walmart has the needles. You can use a piece of an old sheet or an old shirt or whatever that you have to practice on. And then I have threads here that are just a really cheap thread, just an off-brand. I use this for things if I want to maybe you know, tack something down, baste something down. I have used this in my sewing machine for projects. There's not a thing wrong with it. You can kind of test your thread and see how strong it is just by pulling it. And if it doesn't break real easily, I think you're going to be okay. This one is the all-purpose, and of course this is, I got this at Walmart, I don't know, a couple months ago. And then here is a Coats & Clark hand quilting thread. Now this is a super strong thread. It is intended for hand quilting, but sometimes I will even use this for sewing a project, like sewing a pocket up, maybe, you know, on my husband's jeans or something like that. And then this is a Gutermann thread. This is a very expensive thread. I think I paid $6 or $7 for this. I just wanted to try it. It's the only one of these I have. I don't normally buy really expensive threads because I find that the Coats & Clark, for me, you know, it works. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, I've had things that for years that I've sewed with Coats & Clark. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to try a little bit more expensive thread, maybe when you've sewn for a while, get more experience or whatever, you know, go for it. But this is a good thread. I will say that. It's nice to work with. But for me, this works, you know, fine too. And so we're going to get started here, and I'll show you here this embroidery thread here, hand embroidery thread. I'm going to take about, I don't know, 18 inches or so. You don't want your thread to be really long because it tangles. It's real easy for it to tangle if you try to work with anything too long. Now, as I said, this is six strands right here. You can see there all those strands. Now I'm just going to take 2 out of here. Okay, now I want to separate this, just get a couple started there, and then down here I'm just going to hold this real gently here, and I'm going to start pulling these 2 out, and it's going to gather there. You see how it's doing. It's coming right on out. Okay, now you just want to come down here and straighten your thread back out. So when you need to thread your needle again, you're good to go. Okay, so let's get this threaded and get started on the stitches. Okay, so we got our needle threaded, and now you can do whatever kind of a knot you want. If you just want to do a regular old knot, I'll show you how to do a quilter's knot. You just point the tail of your thread at the tip of your needle this way. You want to grab that thread with the needle, hold them both together, wrap through 4 times, and then you're going to hold those wraps on your needle just gently, and then you're going to pull your thread through those wraps, and that gives you a nice little knot. Okay, cut the tail of that off a little bit. Now the first stitch we're going to do is running stitch. We're going to start on the back of the cloth here, just come up through the back, and just make some stitches here. And you want your stitches about 1/8 of an inch or so for like a regular sewing stitch. Now, quilter stitch, you know, the tinier the better, pretty much. But for this project here, or for your hand slow stitching, you probably want about 1/8 of an inch or so. But whatever works for you. That's the thing with slow stitching. You'll develop your own style. You'll develop your own way of doing things. When you come up here, you want to go out about 1/8 of an inch away, and then when you come back up, you want the gap to be about 1/8 of an inch, just like that. Okay, and then let's do another one or two. Okay, now if you want to load your needle, you just go down, come up about 1/8 of an inch away, back down, come up about 1/8 of an inch, back down. Let's see, let's go a little bit shorter with that one, about 1 inch away. So however many stitches that you are comfortable loading on your needle as you get going is fine. Okay, and then what I do to end off my row of stitches, okay, I'll just go over here to the back, pull that thread through. I just make a big loop, and right in the center of that loop here, working in the center, I'm just going to grab a couple of little threads here of the fabric, just like that, just very, very small. And we want, be careful because you'll get a knot like I just did, but you just want to pull that down and it makes a nice little knot. Okay, so that's all you have to do to finish that off. Okay, and then you're just going to clip that thread, and then we're going to get started on a back stitch now. We are going to come up here, go about 1/8 of an inch out, or however long you want your stitches. Now, for slow stitching, some people like, and I do as well, sometimes you'll want bigger stitches. But however long your stitch is from where you come up to where you go down, you want the gap to be about that size. It's a good, you know, slow stitching's a good way to practice that. And as I said, if it's not perfect, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the process. So we're just going to go down here. Okay, and we're going to come up here. Okay. Now, instead of going out here in front of the thread, like for the running stitch, we are going to go back here and go down right where this thread went down. We're going to go right back down in that same place. Okay, right back down. And these stitches, you want the gap to be about the same as what your stitch is. The same idea with your running stitch up here. So just like that. Okay, so we're going to come up here. Just take let me grab a pencil. Just a line here, or you'll be following the edge of a piece of fabric or whatever. But to start, you'll come up, pull your thread over out of the way up here, and then you're going to go down below this line and come up on the line, just like that. And that creates that little blanket stitch, okay? And then you're going to come over, however far apart you want these, you want to make them all about the same. And so you're going to come up here, come out on that line, and there's another one, okay? And however far down you come with the first one that you start, you want to keep them all about that length, okay? So there's your blanket stitch. You would just end this off. When you end it, you're just going to take a stitch right here where this loop is, just on the other side of that, right where your thread came out. You're just going to pull it to the back, just like that. And so there's your blanket stitch. You can use these stitches for a lot of different things, especially these two here in your mending, like for clothes and things, your kids' clothing. You can use these two here, especially this back stitch here is a really good strong stitch to use when you want something to be like really secure. That is a very good stitch to use. So you guys take care, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.